Hi guys, welcome back to the Star Wars figure review. Next video we're going to take a look at a figure that was released originally back in 2018. It was a rework from an exclusive figure. I'll give you a look at this figure as the character is set to be coming back to animation in the Bad Batch, as the character will set to appear there, as we've seen from the trailers. Now, unless you've already read the title and guessed, the character in question is Captain Rex. Now, unlike most of my reviews, I don't have the packaging to hand this time for the figure. But what I will quickly do is have a picture of it there on the side so you can see what it looks like. It's the same long-running, old-style packaging now that's been retired from the Black series of the red and black markings with the nice artwork of the character. And of course I can show the back of it as well there. But that's what this character looked like in the packaging. So it's very different. It's very bit of a throwback now to see that as to what it is. So that is what you can get from that. But the character of Captain Rex is a bit of a fan favourite among some people. It's probably my favourite of the animated characters that we've seen and came in here. So this is based off his appearance in Phase 2 armour, as you can tell by the helmet. So he wears this armour from Season 4 of the Clone Wars all the way through to the end, and then when we see him in Rebels he shedded some of it, but he still has evidence like the helmet and different parts of the armour, so you can still tell he still sort of has it across the time. And I was glad to get my hands on this, because I got my hands on this figure a couple of years ago from the Entertainer here in the UK, and they'd had an influx of different figures in that they were selling on the rather cheap at the time. So they were selling like 3 3/4 inch Black Series figures for about £5, and regular Black Series figures were being sold for about £11. So I picked up this guy from the Entertainer and managed to get him in my collection there. And he's really well worth it, especially for what we get from him. So a rundown of our accessories basically is the removable helmet that's included there, and the twin DC-17 blasters that Rex is known to wield throughout the Clone Wars, as we've seen him on screen there. But everything else with detail in the figure here really adds up to it. Like the lower part below his belt here, they've actually soft goods sculpted these so to make it sort of that realistic style, because that's what Hasbro have done with these, because Rex is a character that originated in animation. Hasbro have gone out into making him look realistic so that he fits in with the rest of the line, as they do with a lot of their Clone Wars and Rebels based figures. And that's what they've done. As I said, that's what they've done with Captain Rex. They've gone into all the little detail on making his helmet look as accurate as possible, those different markings, all that indication that he's a member of the 501st. Rangefinder, of course, is lean forwardable as well, so you can have it as though he's looking through it, like you would see with Boba Fett in the movies as well. So it's good to see them do that. It's weird because they've done this with Captain Rex, yet they had Boba Fett in the past, and they never seem to do it with him. Like they've done it. I believe they've done it now with the recent Return of the Jedi themed Boba Fett, but they never did it with the earlier one that they featured in the line. So it was good to see someone have this implemented on their helmet. And as I said, the helmet is indeed removable. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, but it does indeed come off with a bit of a tug. But there he is. So we get Captain Rex's face there, which is based on when he has his helmet off in the series of the Clone Wars, such as when he is talking to Anakin or Ahsoka, or when he's receiving Order 66. The pauldron is sealed down, though, so you've got the sort of the ceiling of that. You can't really get it off. It's stuck. I believe it's stuck about here, so you can't really move it. So it's no big deal. It keeps it okay. But the facial sculpt, because this was early 2018. This is when Hasbro first started experimenting with the photoreal face technology that they implement to the Black Series figures now. And even back then, this is just a great job that they've done. It really captures the likeness of Captain Rex, even if it's supposed to be a realistic version. So it's sort of taking the Jango Fett thing, modifying it to look like Rex, and we're left with this as a finished product, and it just works really well. But looking further down the figure, you do get the blasters, as I said there. They can be removed from his hands and placed in the holsters on either side of Rex. They sit in nicely where they are. I'll just do the other one. But they both sit in nicely into the holsters as seen there. For a 2017-2018 figure, it just really works, and you can maybe have him holding his helmet underneath, as he does in the show. As he does there, you often see him like this in the Clone Wars, so we'll likely see him again like this in the Bad Batch when he shows up. At the time of filming this review, the big 70-minute premiere and episode 2 have aired, so I don't know yet if it's episode 3 where he's showing it. He was mentioned in episode 2, but he hasn't shown up yet. You can take a full look down now of the figure. All the different markings, like everything Hasbro have done to make this a great figure. He goes alongside really well if you've got the Clone Wars Ahsoka Tano figure, or an episode 3 Revenge of the Sith Anakin, or even the fact that Hasbro have indeed announced some Clone Wars figures that are being released in the classic 2008 Clone Wars packaging, right there. I have 2 of these figures on pre-order, so be good to see. I'll be sure to show them in June or so when they come, because I pre-ordered the Anakin and the Obi-Wan, so be able to see them along there. But they've really made this one look as though he's been in the war. Like, there's all the different markings on his armor. There's all the dirt. You know, Rex has been in many battles at the time of this armor being worn. You know, he's fought with Anakin and Ahsoka from like Battle of Christophsis, Second Battle of Geonosis, Umbara, and all the way through the Siege of Mandalore. So it's just so much that they've fought with in the war. I'm just going to put the helmet back on the clone now. And it's also something good about this one, because they've started, I guess this is one of the early ones to include a removable helmet, but Hasbro have actually started experimenting with this in the newer lines of the Clone Wars, because well, basically with troopers and helmet wearing characters, because I think they've been wanting to apply it more. And they've started including unpainted white heads underneath certain characters, because I recently picked up the Phase 2 Clone Trooper from the new line of figures, and they have indeed applied the unpainted white head underneath, as you can see there. But I will touch base on that when I get around to reviewing this figure, so there's plenty to see with that. But yeah, the Captain Rex figure really is one that really stands out, and it's up to them whether Hasbro do indeed start coming back with a new reissue of this figure, or whether they do a Phase 1 armor variant. We'll just have to wait and see. I'll give a rundown of the articulation now. There's a ball jointed head, ball hinge shoulders, there's a swivel arm here, and the old double joints at the elbows that they have. They seem to have done away with this with the new ones in the Clone Troopers, so you can't really have him do poses like that when he's listening in on what's being said there. So it's a shame with that. They've kind of done away with that, so it's back to the regular ball hinged elbows in the Black Series. And there's a ball hinged wrists, a ball jointed torso, ball hinged hips, swivel thighs, there's double joints at the knees again. This also has been done away with, so you can't have poses like that. So it's a shame to see some of these be done away with in the Black Series, but we do still have great quality figures, so it does sort of make it still worth it at the same time. But finally we get the ball joint rocker at the ankle, so very hyper articulated character, really poseable. You can get Rex into some great poses if you have him, and if there is a re-release of him waiting to be announced, we'll be likely to get one of them to add to our fellow collections. But Rex is a good figure. Any Clone Wars fan would love to have in their collection. I certainly was glad to have him, so I'm pleased I've got him in my collection. I'm pleased I've got him and I can show him to you right now, and I look forward to seeing him in the Bad Batch when eventually he comes, so there's plenty to see with that. But I hope you enjoyed looking at Rex, and do drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, leave a comment, subscribe for more, and hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've next uploaded a review. But and follow me on my Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, links are down there in the description below, and I'll see you next time.